Argentina, Russia, El Salvador don't like people who can think. If you use your head, we'll just get rid of you. But we're just a training ground. You know, just a training ground. Training ground. Trying out ways of torture to be used by the SPG on you. Freedom of speech is dying. Freedom of speech is dying in a cancer of fear. Fear. In the name of world peace. In the name of world profit. America wants oil. Then it needs puppets. What's 10 million dead? Keep it out the Russians. Wilson died of CIA. We're taking back 38 for France. These small bells up forever can't. Let's their bell in school. Ha ha. Ha ha. Cowboy Ronnie comes to town. Works out his tongue at human rights. Sit down, enjoy ISC beer. Dine on some charred broiled nuts. Right on around. Fire at the mirror as the camera clicks. It's happy. Anytime. Anywhere. And you. Justice out here. Come on, parade! Come on, parade! Bleed and crack, crack, crack. go far. Keep the time go far. Keep the time separation fast, showing up your stereo. Right about you know how to make you hold. Got so much soul. Time, hate, but emotion. Right, I will not hold you here. Fix yourself, body. Fix yourself, body. The holiday Cambodia. Everybody is alive. The holiday Cambodia. Just you know what. Just acting like a beach wide, everyone that acts like you. If I ask why you're rich so you can get rich, that's that rich rock you. Oh, if I don't win a gun in your back, oh, that's all right today. Let's go and fill the box and do it out of space. Now you can go, you say I won. Now you can go and get things done. What you need, what you need, Cambodia, the black, get out in Cambodia, where you'll get the grass. Crack, crack, crack. Oh. Cambodia, subject to let's go.
Holiday in Cambodia.
And another Ramada here. And another Ramada here. But you will share, right? But will not help you here. When you act like you, bad for your next to you, you get rich. Watch the picture off you. Well, got wings on your back. Looking like the hey, what's all good? Do it on his face. Now you can go. Now you can go. Everything's done. What you need. Well, look at the dress. For you. I'm never gonna work for you. Okay. I'll work. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Who gets it? Fuck. Oh, you'll do what you're told. But in Cambodia, some got so much soul.
We aren't out to get rich with the entertainment or anything, but it would be nice to get around as much as possible and pervert people's brains and crack open their minds a little bit.
We have Jello Biafra, and I've agreed to take him now to one of my more favourite eating places in Los Angeles, which is a hot dog stand down the road here. Right, Jello?
It's sort of a tourist attraction of sorts, the sort of thing that you don't get in your United Airlines guide yet. The people who actually live here don't usually appreciate it, but it is becoming a fairly well-known tourist attraction.
So tell me about the transportation in LA. You were fanning about that a moment ago.
It's like there's nothing like a subway system and just a very limited bus system. No overhead mass transit like you see in most big cities. Back in the 1930s, I believe it was, General Motors and Firestone got together and bought the mass transportation system, the streetcar system, and deliberately ran it so badly it went out of business, realizing that all that rubber burned up on the freeways and all those cars sit off to the junkyard would make more money for themselves. So now LA is a smog pit and everybody has to depend on a car.
Well, I've got your album here, and where's my questions, Ive?
The album can be used as a scratch pad or as a frisbee.
Could it be used as a plate?
Shall we?
Should we try it? Yeah, let's.
Why not?
We got a gun. Well,
free to answer me as you would, but why the name the Dead Kennedys?
Well, why not?
Certainly.
It's a name not meant to be a slap on the Kennedy family so much as to call attention to what happened after they were killed. Why people in this country turned more and more inward and became more and more self-centered. And as a result, that set themselves up to be the corporate-serving rodents that they are today. I think the Kennedy killings are the source of what's called the me generation in this country. And also, it's let's face it, it's also a slap in the face of a religion that was that sprang up after the Kennedy assassinations as well. I think Elvis Presley has kind of taken the place of that religion now. If you drive into a gas station in middle America, you can find fairly ornate porcelain Elvises for $70 a piece, and people buy them. See what I mean? People in this country get more and more gullible by the day. You've caught the disease.
I mean, I'd like to ask you about some of the songs on here. I mean, there's some titles like Kill the Poor, Let's Lynch the Landlord, especially California Uber Alice. I'd like you to tell me about that, your motivation for writing that song.
Let's take them one at a time. Kill the Poor and Let's Lynch the Landlord are two very different entities. Kill the Poor is sarcasm. I like to slip in behind villains causing certain problems and expose them from that way rather than just say, I think this is bad. It's
speaking from the third party.
Yeah, and like Kill the Poor is meant to go behind the military mind and expose the real reasons for building the neutron bomb, which is to weed out heavily populated areas so they can build fancy hotels and things for wealthy people and get rid of the poor people. As in, it would make no sense to drop a neutron bomb on a so-called enemy like Russia, because if you don't level their buildings, you don't economically wipe out your foe and win a war. And neutron bombs leave the building standing, so I figure they're just meant for the Detroits and who knows, even Liverpools of the world.
Who knows? America Uber Alice.
Yeah, it's even more than Kill the Poor. California Uber Alice warns of fascism in disguise. It's not a pro-Nazi song in any way.
Now, a song that I really enjoyed a lot was I Kill Children. Now, I'd like you to tell me how that came about.
You're one of the few English people I've ever talked to who had anything good to say about that song. As you may notice, America produces a great many people who have no outlet for their emotions until they commit some really creative, well-planned crime, a la Richard Nixon's Crime on the Country and David Berkowitz, or your Yorkshire Ripper was one of these as well. He was beyond the ordinary with his little carefully written letters taunting the police and things. But so some of the song is just plain old sick humor, but then you also, I Kill Children is meant to pose the question, what causes people to behave like this? What causes people to kill children, be it one child molester or the Shah of Iran or whatever? What makes these people's brains tick, and whose fault is it? Is it theirs or is it society's? I think it's society's.
Yeah, I must say, I found it really scary. If I'd have been a child, it would have scared me listening to it. It reminded me of like a Dickens choker.
Good.
I'd like you to tell me, and the viewers who don't know about it, I believe that you stood in your hometown of San Francisco. You stood for mayor, and you had some interesting politics. Tell me about this mayor standing.
Well, that was fall of 1979. I was a legal candidate for mayor of San Francisco, which entitled me to equal time on television and newspapers and things, and in the voters pamphlet to get my platform across. And so right next to the usual, well, I think San Francisco's a great city because my backers do too, so vote for me, we had elements of the platform like making the police run for election, voted on by the Neighborhood State Patrol. There was banning cars from the city, hiring off laid-off city workers as panhandlers on a 50% commission, sending them into rich neighborhoods, including the one where the present mayor lives, moving the city jail to a local golf course so they can enjoy true rehabilitation like the Watergate criminals and things. It was a very effective slap in the face against the other candidates. It got under their skin in just the kind of way I wanted to.
What would you say to the people who might say that you were rather tasteless, your critics? What would you say to them?
As I say,
that's it, is it?
ho 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 ho.
Well, I'd go along with that fairly wholeheartedly.
I'm glad we're getting under their skin. We're not safe family entertainment in any way, and it'll be interesting to see what takes our place when we do become that, as everything does sooner or later. But...
Well then, should be off then, shall we? So, are you getting rich? Are you getting rich off your music?
Are you kidding? We can live off of it, which most people who do what we do can, which I'm very proud of.
Do you have a car?
No.
No, bad luck I do. Well, I'm not going your way, so,
Geez, thanks.
bye. Thanks for the interview then. Bye. People constantly lifts off me, I don't know. Oh, you're a bit of a chat. Oh, Jello.
Quiet.
And Skid Roper played Sam the Record Man and also the...
Opera, The Dead Kennedys states his case in California.
How often has religion started a war?
I don't see any life jackets. Where are the life jackets?
Rory, this is a steady boat. Ferries are very slow moving. You won't need one. You may remember in the fall of 1985, the New Music went to Washington to attend the Senate hearings led by Tipper Gore, head of the Parents Music Resource Center, also known as the Washington Wives. The Senate hearings dealt with media's three favorite subjects, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and attracted people like Dee Snider, Frank Zappa, and John Denver in an attempt to protect their right to artistic freedom.
I'm a parent. I've got 4 children. 2 of them are here. I want them to grow up in a country where they can think what they want to think, be what they want to be, and not what somebody's wife or somebody in government makes them be. I don't want to have that, and I don't think you do either.
One of the end results of the hearings was that both the Canadian and the American Recording Industry Associations decided to place warning labels on albums that might contain lyrically or visually offensive material. Now, not every third album ended up being stickered, but there was some fallout. When the Dead Kennedys released their latest album, Frankenchrist, it bore the following label. The inside foldout of this record cover is a work of art by H.R. Giger that some people may find shocking, repulsive, or offensive. Life can sometimes be that way. The poster is a graphic depiction of genitalia that has been on display in some European museums, but to me it sort of looked like vegetables in mud. And I'd show it to you, but it's no longer available in the album. You see, a woman charged Jello Biafra and the Dead Kennedys with distributing harmful material to a minor when her 14-year-old daughter bought the album. This case was considered precedent-setting by many in the entertainment industry, and it finally went to court last week. Much Music's Erica M. was in Los Angeles, and we asked her to track down Jello Biafra.
Now you're in court because your album Frankenchrist has a deemed pornographic poster in it.
Within the context of the record, it's very clear that it's not just supposed to tee-hee, there's some body parts or anything like that. It's the ultimate portrayal, to me, the strongest piece I've ever seen, that says here we are as a society, the me generation, the yuppie mentality, the people who would be willing to traffic in arms and genocide all over the world just to make a buck, that kind of thing. Here we all are screwing each other in more ways than one. The image had to be horrific in order to portray it as being the ugly thing that it is, so that maybe people would want to do something about it, get themselves out of that food chain. We don't have to be part of that food chain in order to survive and have some kind of fulfillment of the soul.
But just like junk, man, the price of being addicted to the Lord goes up. If you want to shoot up with God, you gotta buy more and more of it to shoot up, or it just ain't gonna be the same. Heroin has killed people. How often has heroin started a war? How often has religion started a war?
What they're trying to do also, the prosecution here, is set the kind of legal precedent where it isn't just the over-the-counter seller who can be prosecuted for obscenity or what they call harmful matter here, that you can go after anybody. The guy who sat in the office and had nothing to do with the recording of the record, they're trying to put him on trial. They tried to bust the owner of the record pressing plant that stamped out the vinyl. He was dismissed for lack of evidence, as were 3 other defendants, but we're still here. And so what they hope to accomplish is to set the kind of ugly chain of precedents where even if you walk out and get coffee for the director of a movie that someone else puts an X rating on later on, you could be prosecuted for the whole movie.
Guilty by association?
Yes, in other words, guilt by association to the point where people won't want to associate to create good art. They'll be scared, and for good reason. And anytime anybody is afraid to say or create what they believe, that in itself is censorship.
Now, what about yourself? You're the dad. You're supposed to be from the generation that is looking down on what he's doing, that is the more conservative. How do you feel about all this?
In actuality, I believe in a free society, and I raised my kids, I hope, to believe in a free society. I thought the arguments of the defense attorneys were very eloquent, and then I thought they really should be made by Spencer Tracy in a 1930s black and white movie, because I thought the generation just before mine got through these issues and resolved them, and we had agreed we were going to have a true free society with a diversity of expression for artists, painters, writers, poets, etc. And I'm just appalled to be sitting here going through the same issue once again.
As long as we have people who are uptight and have no sense of humor being given too much power, this is going to happen, though. That's why some of us who try to create something new use our art to fight those people. If anybody needed a dose of H.R. Giger and Dead Kennedys, it was this prosecuting team. I mean, it's obvious, yes, they won't admit it, but they learned something from it, too. That's what good art is art that inspires people to think, even if they don't like it. I mean, the argument the prosecutor made today was that because this album and the visual art didn't have a happy ending, it therefore was legally liable. What happens to Platoon, the film? What happens to Full Metal Jacket or Apocalypse Now? What happens to the documentary on acid rain made in Canada that the Reagan administration has forbidden to be shown in America? All kinds of media and our access to information itself is what's on trial here and in many other places. It's an organized attempt by cultural vigilantes to shut down our right to know.
That it's more difficult now or almost impossible to get Dead Kennedy records in stores.
Well, keep in mind they did not prosecute the actual record store that sold the record to the kid. They made a deal with the store. You won't get prosecuted if you withdraw Dead Kennedys from their shelves. They withdrew every album Dead Kennedys had ever made. And this was the Warehouse chain, which is the largest record store chain in California. Other chain stores followed suit, and we were having a harder time making a living. There's no more band. We don't perform, so record sales are my only way of paying the rent, except for the speaking engagements. And so this is a direct attack on our ability to make a living.
After the trial is over, I know that the Dead Kennedys have broken up, so what are your plans?
Well, there's been so much disruption and damage to my artistic momentum, shall we say, that it may take years to pick up the pieces. I see no music for at least another year or two because of all these problems. So I will do a speaking tour in the fall. I may turn up in Canada for part of this. It's sort of aimed at college campuses, shall we say. I mean, if G. Gordon Liddy is the highest paid college lecturer in America, someone's got to do something.
The eventual outcome of the case was a 7-5 jury vote for dismissal. Prosecutor Michael G. Reno pressed for a rehearing, but Judge Susan Isaacoff denied the motion and dismissed the charges.
It should be noted that the teenager told 3 different reporters outside the courtroom after she had testified that she did not feel as though she was harmed by the poster. She thought it was, quote, gross but not harmful, unquote. And the mother said that when she had sent the complaint letter, she did not think there would be such a big to-do about it. The prosecutor admitted to the LA Weekly about a year ago that they did have other prospective rock prosecutions they were looking at and chose us out of the pile. It's not as though we were an isolated anomaly. It's as though they were fishing.
Still ahead on the new music, Jelly Bean Benitez, Susie and the Banshees, and singer, songwriter, and producer Todd Rundgren.